Did you know there is a reason why some of us love mind maps while others retain more by listening to podcasts or even just physically acting things out? When I was at BITS Pilani and later at ISB, I noticed something very fascinating. While everyone around me had brilliant study techniques, the tools that they used were incredibly varied. One friend aced quizzes by sketching diagrams, another swore by audio recordings, and I thrived by quizzing myself with flashcards. Turns out there is a science behind this, our unique learning styles. And understanding yours can completely change how you approach studying, working, and even everyday life. So by the end of this video, not only will you find out which is your learning style, but also learn how to adapt your tools to match your style for maximum results. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Rinal. I graduated from ISB and BITS Pilani, two top tier institutes in India. And on this channel, I share strategies and hacks that help me ace my educational journey and can help you make your own journey easy and fun. So here is the plan for today's video. First, we'll uncover the three base learning styles. Then I'll share some important considerations about why these aren't rigid categories, but more like a spectrum. And finally, I'll show you how to adapt your learning tools based on your study style so that you can study smarter and not just harder. So let's dive in. Let's start with the first learning style, which is visual. So if you're a visual learner, chances are you thrive on seeing information. This includes diagrams, charts, color-coded notes, and even doodles. Back at BITS Pilani, I had a classmate who used to turn entire textbook chapters into intricate mind maps. I thought he was wasting time until I realized he could recall even the smallest details in exams. This is where I came across the book Make It Stick by Peter C. Brown. It emphasizes that encoding information visually enhances recall. So if you find yourself zoning out while reading plain text, try sketching flowcharts or watching explainer videos instead. When I prepared for the CFA Level 2 exam, I relied heavily on flashcards with symbols and diagrams. Trust me, it saved hours and made concepts stick when I needed them the most. Next, we have auditory learners. If you process information better through sound by hearing, this one is for you. At ISB, I met a batchmate who recorded all our class discussions and re-listened to them while working out. The book, The Art of Learning by Josh Watkin, highlights the importance of rhythm and tone in retention. He writes, learning happens best when information is structured like a story. That's why auditory learners benefit from narrating concepts to themselves or even discussing them in study groups. For me, listening to GMAT strategy recordings was like having a coach in my pocket. It was especially useful when I had limited time during commutes. And next, we have the kinesthetic learners. These are the hands-on learners who absorb knowledge best by doing. If you learn math by solving tons of problems or remember science experiments better because you performed them with your own hands, you are probably kinesthetic. I struggled with this style until I accidentally discovered it at BITS. I was overwhelmed trying to memorize engineering diagrams by just reading. A senior advised me to recreate the diagrams repeatedly like muscle memory, and voila, it worked. One great example is Atomic Habits by James Clear, which emphasizes the power of active engagement. He says small physical actions create mental triggers for learning. So if you're kinesthetic, try practical exercises, experiments, or even role-playing complex concepts, and that will help you understand and retain them better. But now here is the interesting part. No one is 100% visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. It is a spectrum. Most of us are a mix with one dominant style. So the question now is, how do you find yours? The easiest way I found is to take a quick learning style quiz at learningstylequiz.com. It is simple, fun, and will give you a starting point to figure out what works the best for you. When I took the quiz, I found I was 60% visual and 40% kinesthetic. This explained why combining flashcards with hands-on exercises worked wonders for me. Now, the magic happens when you align your learning tools to your style. Here are some quick tips. For visual learners, use tools like diagrams, charts, and apps like Canva or Miro for flowcharts. For auditory learners, record lectures, use audiobooks, or even apps like otter.ai to convert notes into an audio form. For kinesthetic learners, focus on active recall using flashcards or real-world applications like solving case studies or performing simulations in the real world. To talk about a personal example, while preparing for the GMAT, I combined space repetition for quant, which is more hands-on, with colorful mind maps for the verbal section concepts, and they result a 97th percentile score. Whether it is apps, physical tools, or study environments, small tweaks make huge difference. So, to design a learning strategy that works the best for you, don't be afraid to experiment. Play around with these tools, whether it is mind maps, audiobooks, flashcards, or even physical exercises, and see what clicks the best for you. The key is to align these tools that work the best with your learning style. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit by figuring out their own learning style. Don't forget to check out my other videos for more strategies, hacks, and personal stories that can make your learning journey easy and fun. I'll see you in the next one.